Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode 31 to be exact, of the Illiana Stock Car Radio. As always, Jeremy Banning here with you, and alongside me, owner-operator of Goodacre Photography, Mr. Chris Goodacre.
Hi, Jeremy.
Also got a very special in-studio guest with us this week. We promised at some point we would get him here into the new studio.
We would,
and we have delivered the hydration specialist here at Illiana Stock Car Radio, Mr. Jason Moorehead. Jason, thank you for showing up.
Hey, thank you for the invite. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, even though it was
we appreciate the water.
Even though it was last minute, we definitely appreciate the hydration. Appreciate you coming out.
Sure. Anytime I can come out and have fun with you guys is a good day.
Yeah, let's see. At least he's willing to hang out with us and have fun, you know. And
everybody else, they don't want to be here. They just phone's okay.
Yeah. Well, you know. Everyone else is kind of torture for them too, you know, especially some of the people we've talked to. It's like, this won't be so bad. I promise. Not bad. But so
you're very scary.
I know.
You are a scary individual.
Very intimidating.
You are.
Yeah. In addition to being our hydration specialist, he is a driver in the number 94 car, the front-wheel drive class at South Bend Motor Speedway. So, Jason, we're getting ready to kind of end the off season here. What have you been up to in the time off here?
I went on vacation, slept a lot, worked on left side weight. Unfortunately, I think it went the other way.
And I was going to ask about that, how the left side weight thing went.
Yeah, it was going good for a while. And then, it got crowded because all those New Year's resolution people start joining the gym. And I got tired of fighting for the treadmill and stuff. So I said, I'll just wait for them to get done and come back in February.
Naturally.
It's April now.
So, funny how that works.
Because there for a while, it was almost like a competition because we were doing some run training and you were doing it. So we kind of go back and forth and, show our mileage badges and
flashing the gang symbols.
Yeah, you know it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I was just looking at what he had to eat.
Well, yeah, that too.
That looks good.
That too. Almost in preparation for tonight, I almost took a picture of my dinner and posted it.
Oh my God, you should have.
Yeah, it was tacos. It was pretty good too.
Well, there you go.
We're on the HelloFresh.
As long as it wasn't like in a wrapper, you're good.
It wasn't. No,
he'd already taken out of the wrapper.
yeah, naturally. We already got it from the gas station and microwaved it and took it out of the wrapper.
Ooh, not even Taco Bell. You're trusting gas station tacos. Oh, man.
No, it's actually HelloFresh. We're on a HelloFresh plan. So.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me about that.
Yeah, so it's actually working out
They should give us some money for you saying their name.
Or at least just take it off the top of the bill. I'm okay with that. Well, there you go. I'm okay with that either way. I mean, so what else you been up to?
I did a lot of work on the car this off season. I've been working on the car, trying to make it go faster because that's what us racers do is try to make our cars go faster.
Really?
Occasionally.
This is news to me.
Usually anytime we work on it to try to make it go faster, it ends up going slower.
Yeah. Well, no, that's you guys.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, that was my big fear this year. I'm like, I'm going out to practice Saturday. If it doesn't go the way it should, it's going to be for sale on Monday.
And we've all been there, too. We've all, Monday, day after race day, I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah. I'm going to sell it.
I saw something going around on Facebook over the weekend.
Then come Wednesday or Thursday, all right, we're back out working on it to get it ready for Saturday
again. All right, this is great. Sunday, I'm done. I'm selling the car Monday. All right, what do we got to fix?
That's the way. That's a true story. That's a cycle.
Well, yeah, you need that day of recovery.
You need a bit of a cool down.
Yeah, definitely. And I had it in my garage this winter, so I'd tinker on it every other day, just 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there. I tried to do Friday night mow fast so you guys could keep up with me and see what was going on. I obviously didn't show you everything I did because I can't.
The racers, not going to do that.
The legal parts.
Yeah, I only showed the legal parts.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, the cheater parts aren't going to be shown.
If you look really careful in the background, you might, but maybe not.
You got them camouflaged.
Yeah.
And so and then I just working on the car a lot and trying to figure out ways to aggravate Goodacre.
You don't have to try very hard.
No, you don't. As long as you put reflective in there, you've got it. You've got him, and I tried.
And then needle him about the fact that it's going to be reflective.
Well, hey, I am never afraid to call in reinforcements. Kim Kemperman will light you up.
Yeah, I'm afraid of her. A lot of race car work. Obviously, all the racers we spend time on our race cars over the off season and do that. And obviously, it's somewhat a labor of love. If you didn't, then we'd give it up, right?
That's right. Yeah.
But just that and a lot of work trying to get caught up so I can pay for this hobby that
because racing is not expensive at all.
No, not at all. When I raced Hornets, it was great. back it into the garage. I'd leave it all week. Saturday would come around, I'd park it back on the trailer and drive out to the track. I'd race and drive it home and park it. Now I've got this is almost like a real race car.
It's got maintenance to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I can change springs, I can adjust springs, I can change camber and caster, and I'm learning terms and things that I had no idea. Someone's saying to change the caster. I'm like, how do you change a caster in a car?
I think that's you go whoosh, click, 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 click.
That's the rod and reel approach.
I had to look up caster. Okay. I know what a caster wheel is, but what is caster? So I Googled what caster was and watched a couple videos on caster. And one, I think it was a science teacher that did like a 3-minute video, and that explained it the best. Huh. I'm like, okay, now I know what caster is. Now I know why I need caster.
Isn't YouTube great?
It is.
Especially when you can find podcasts like this on YouTube.
All right. ShamelessSelfPromotion.com.
Yeah. I learned how to fix my toilet on YouTube. As a matter of fact, I did that before I came over here.
That's what that smells.
No, that's my son. I think,
okay.
I think he took my sweatshirt and I put it on. I didn't realize he
Nice.
Good stuff,
I had
man.
a stupid toilet that wouldn't flush. You know how frustrating that is? Because it wouldn't flush and I couldn't figure out why.
Did it have a straight instead of a flush?
Oh,
No.
dear God.
I'm sorry, I hit the tape.
All right, we're done. Thanks, guys. Catch us.
That's fine. I've been listening to too much talk radio, so like the dad jokes are full in effect. So that's usually what happens.
And
there.
here we are contributing to that.
Yeah, well, we got to make this entertaining, at least for us. If it's not entertaining for anybody else, it's got to at least be entertaining for us.
Right.
I agree. Yeah. All right, so here we got to do the hat change because we're in
All right, hat change.
Yeah, the fez. So the fez, was there any meaning to the fez or just
the fez? Well, here's the story behind the fez. So I went to visited my parents a couple weeks ago. They live out in Easton, Pennsylvania. Drove out there with Sarah, and we spent the weekend with them. Went to New York City, had a great time, went and saw a Broadway show, all that fun stuff. And Sarah and I have been doing our tap room tour. We've been hitting all the dive bars we can find.
Sure.
I mean, the divier, the better. So, we went to a nice French restaurant with my parents Thursday night after we got into Pennsylvania. And we're walking around downtown Easton. They're like, you want to go to a bar? And we're like, well, let's go to the Lafayette Hotel. That's a dive bar. Let me tell you, it's a dive bar. The drink special of the night, $2. Mystery brown bag beer.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Nice.
They pull out of the cooler a brown bag and hand it to you, and you unwrap it and find out what beer you got.
ooh?
Wow.
So, yeah, it's a dive bar. So there was a guy sitting in the corner wearing a fez, smoking a big fat cigar. And I went, that's a cool hat.
You're like, I want to be that guy. He's doing it.
Yeah. Now, my parents are going to listen to this, and my dad will say his name, and it'll come to me, but I forget what it is right now, but it'll come to me. And then the next day, I went over to one of my new sponsors, who is the hydration specialist for MoFast Speed Shop, A Panda Tiki Lounge, and went over to see Andy. And
ShamelessSelfPromotion.com.
Yeah.
Well, that's not shameless self-promotion.
That's a sponsor.
That's sponsor promo.
Well, it's promotion.
So
we didn't even
that's
get
even better.
We didn't even get to the promotion part yet. So he's ahead of the game.
I dropped those in like Michael Waltrip. They're all
That's okay. That's all right. That's where we learned it from. So
Yeah.
between Michael Waltrip and Stan Zolotz, I'm good. I got him in.
So I go over to the Tiki Lounge, and Andy's got a fez there, and he had to get my picture in the Tiki Lounge because that's what he does. And I'm like, I want to wear the fez, and I thought I looked good in a fez, so I needed a fez. So actually, I ordered it. It came today.
Nice.
So you guys are the first to see the fez.
Wow.
So
I feel so.
breaking news again.
I feel so
Illiana
something.
Stock Car Radio. We got the fez.
I'm going to put my number on it, and I'm going to wear it to the racetrack.
There you go. Is that going to replace the pirate hat?
No.
It's got to be
Okay.
in addition to.
Yeah,
you got to
This is like the pre-race hat.
Yeah, the pre-race ceremony hat.
Okay, that works.
The
That
pirate
works.
hat's only if you win.
Right.
And you get sprinkled.
And you get sprinkles.
It seems like you need a checklist or something. I mean, keep it all straight. I mean, I'm getting confused already. It doesn't take much. But,
Right, yeah. Tighten the lug nuts, check the oil, get your fez.
Pack the fez.
You're supposed to tighten the lug nuts and check the oil?
Well, okay, now I love coming to South Bend, but I am actually kind of with you on this one.
it's so much more fun racing when you don't have to work on your car.
Yeah.
And last year...
That's why all these little kids are coming out racing now, because they don't got to do a dang thing. They're parents or whatever.
Yeah, all the way up to NASCAR.
Right?
No kidding. I mean, and that was last year. It was not a good year. It was a very frustrating year. And handling issues all year. And I'd come in from... practicing and people would come over and go, well, try this and try this and try this. And I'm like, I will once I get home. I hate working on my car at the racetrack. I don't like being in the rocks. I get rushed. I'll forget something. It's not me. So I would always take mental notes. I'd go home and change it during the week. But that was really about it. I don't.
He's a crew chief, man.
Yeah.
I had a lot of them last year. I kid. I mean, I did get a lot of help from some people that gave some great suggestions. Corey Woods was great about helping me. It helps that the fastest guy at the track drives a car just like yours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So I can go over to him and go, hey, mine's not handling. What are you doing? And he was very helpful in telling me what I needed to do. He was the one that told me, hey, work on the caster, change it a little bit, So he really was. And during the showdown, he went out and took some laps in my car and said, you're not far off. Do this. And then after I scaled it this year, I actually sent it, and Paul Biddle helped as well. I sent both of them a snapshot of what I scaled at and said, okay, am I close? I've never scaled a car before. I mean, you don't have to tell me where I need to be, but am I close?
Am I in the ball?
Right.
Yeah, just tell me if I'm close. Do I need to go up or down? And they were both helpful. And Corey was great. And he said, hey, you want to be around this range. And I was actually very close to start with. So that was pretty good. And it was difficult to scale the car because I don't have racing scales. Chris doesn't have racing scales. But he borrowed some DOT scales from one of his cop friends. So we're scaling it on the scales that they put semis on.
Sure.
So
hey, some people have used like kitchen scales
I was
before.
Gonna say, how many cars have been scaled in the bathroom?
Probably a lot, actually.
So when we roll the car onto the scale, the needle moves just about that much because they go to 10,000 pounds on each corner or more. So, 400 pounds on a corner. Really
yeah, exactly. It doesn't really care. It's, well, that's some good stuff. So your car looks good from the pictures I saw. It looks pretty cool. You did a pretty cool deal, kind of letting the fans and friends and family and stuff kind of have a say in what the car looked like this year. What was that process like for you, man?
It was pretty cool, actually. I gotta thank Mike McCleary. He kind of did all the drawings for me, the renderings. He's been asking me questions on setup for his car because he's coming out with a Honda.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep.
I remember seeing that. Yeah.
He's getting back in the game.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to out him here, but his last excursion in a street stock that lasted, I think, one practice session.
Yeah, a week or two. I know, I sold him a trailer, so.
Yeah.
Well, the funny story is the car that he bought that he's racing was my daily driver at one time.
Oh, jeez.
And I put 200,000 miles on the car when I sold it.
Wow.
And I sold it to Lagosty, and he turned it into a race car, and then it's been passed around a few times.
I don't think Lagosty has ever owned a daily driver that hasn't at some point been in an enduro or a race or something.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't either. So Mike did the drawings for me. I kind of came up with... it was like 8 different schemes that I'd come up with, liveries, whatever you want to call them. I decided that I was going to do it bracket style. So we put, head to head, and it actually had to have been an odd number. It must have been 9 because the one that won, I held to the final round. I knew that one was going to make it, and I figured that one I'll hold off for a while. Just because where I grew up in Michigan. Right. I grew up in Jackson, Michigan, home of Melling Tool, Melling Oil Pumps, Melling Racing. So
I can see where this is going.
So I knew that
putting all the connections together here.
So I knew all my friends would go for that one because that was our hometown car. Right. I grew up with the Melling kids and played hockey with Matt, the one Melling boy. Still know him and talk to him. So I always loved that paint job. That was always my favorite. The Coors ones were okay, but that one was always my favorite. So when I put them out to vote, I was hoping that one would win.
Did you give a thought if it didn't win, just saying screw it, we're doing this anyways?
No, because the one that it went up against in the finals, I liked just as much, and that was the gold Bobby Allison or Dick Trickle.
Okay, yeah. I forgot which one it was, but
the gold one that actually, funny thing is, that ended up the Sportsman.
Yeah, Rodney. Rodney's got
I saw that. Yeah,
he's running that this year, and I went over to him at practice. I go, the funny thing is, said that almost was my paint scheme. I said, it would have been kind of funny if we both had the same one. If we didn't talk about it, it just would have happened.
That would have been pretty. I mean, everybody, at least one car in every division has like an Earnhardt paint scheme. So
and one car in every division is number 28, except for the Hornets and front wheel drive, in which case there's like 7.
Well, it's what's with the last, the first letter of your last name's for, right?
Except some of them share last names.
Ooh, that could get tricky.
Oh, yeah, that's tricky.
Yeah.
That's why I picked 94.
Works for me.
And of course, I had to throw the 3 in there for Matt.
Yeah.
Right.
It was funny. Sunday or Saturday out at practice, Terry came over to me, highball, and we were talking about sponsors, and I told her, I need to update some of that stuff, and she goes, now are you 94 or 934? And I said, oh no, the 3 silent. It's like the K. I said, it's just there. So
3 is silent.
The 3 is silent.
I guess that's one way to. That's where we want to go. So what were the other paint schemes in your poll? I forget.
The other paint schemes in my poll, I had the Evel Knievel Snake River Falls rocket. I had that one, the stars on the top and the blue and the white and the red. I had a Buddy Baker that was teal and white from late 70s. I had obviously the Bill Elliott. I had, oh gosh. Yeah, if I looked, I have them all on my phone. I can tell you.
I put them on the spot. That's what we do.
Normally your guy's got a car to look at to list off his sponsors.
Yeah, right now the car doesn't have much on it other than paint.
Paint?
Yeah.
I hate when that happens. So I'm gonna look now because you asked me, and it's gonna drive me nuts. I'll walk out of here and go, oh yeah, that was it. Okay, so I had the red and gold, the old Coca-Cola car.
Oh, yep.
Okay, the Bobby Allison Coca-Cola. The Coors car, the red, gold, and white, which I didn't like, so I eliminated that one quickly. The Mario Andretti scheme that I ran last year, I put out there again this year. I'm glad that didn't win because I decided that Mario never could do anything in Indianapolis. And his bad luck must have rubbed off.
Maybe that was the problem.
The whole state of Indiana, he must be.
Him and any reference to him.
Yes, exactly. And then
kids haven't done really good at Indy either.
No. Like Michael Andretti not winning the 500 is a thing.
Yeah.
Well, he did win it as a car owner.
Yes, he's won it many times as a car owner, but never as a driver.
Right.
And that doesn't break my heart at all. And then let's see, I had the blue and gold car that was the Donnie Allison car.
Okay.
And that was it. Yeah, so those. So yeah, that was my selection of cars, and it was a fun process. If I paint it next year again, I'll probably do the same thing, put some out there to vote and go from there. But
good stuff.
This one kind of looks good, and
it does look really good.
Yeah.
It turned out nice.
It's my favorite one that I've ever done, and
we're partial to red, white, and black, anyways. So
you don't say.
Go figure.
Yeah.
And from the pictures that Chris took, it looked like it photographed very well.
Yes.
It does. There's nothing reflective on it. We're good.
Except for the taillights.
If I'm taking pictures of your taillights, we got bigger issues.
I agree. So, but I thought of you when I didn't put any reflective on it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Is that just for you?
Kim appreciates it too.
Yes, she scares me.
Jay and I'll just give you a hard time. Kim will remove your reflective stickers.
Yeah, she scares me.
So you kind of mentioned a little bit ago about kind of the videos you've done from MoFast, throughout the winter and whatnot. What was kind of your idea about doing those, and are you going to kind of keep doing them throughout the season this year?
My idea behind doing them was, you guys took a break, so and I had nothing better to do on a Friday night, so
I'm putting that one on him.
They became the Friday night at MoFast, or the Saturday night at MoFast, or the Sunday afternoon at MoFast. It was really whatever day of the weekend. And it was just to have fun. My plan was that, yes, every Friday night I'm going to try over the summer to do a quick Friday night at MoFast while I load up, because that's my ritual. Is Friday night I load up my Jeep, put all my stuff in it.
Right.
Saturday morning I put the car in the trailer, and then I'm done. So, the thought is, every Friday night, try and do something, keep everybody entertained, get the word out.
For everybody that's not at Grundy County Speedway on Friday night.
Right. Well, I don't think I have many friends on Facebook that go to Grundy, so I don't think that's an issue.
You'll get there.
I'm not that cool, man. Not that cool.
You just got to be well traveled.
I'm not like Christy Penrod or whatever.
Wow, even the guest gets in the name drop. Wow.
Well, she, as far as I know, she's done.
Oh, that's right. She's a doctor.
Yeah,
she's about to be.
Yeah, she's busy trying to be a doctor.
Yeah.
More power to her, but
more money to her.
Yeah. She can buy faster race cars. Yeah.
I think she probably buy all of us faster race cars.
Yeah.
Being a doctor, but dang. So one of these times we're going to have to crash his little MoCast at MoFast.
The idea was brought up, but I told him you got to do it on like a night that I know you're going to do it.
Well, he only lives like 2 miles from.
You got to do it on a night that I know you're going to do it.
And typically on Friday nights, we're usually in Valpo getting dinner or something anyway. So
we're going to have to do that some Friday.
Yeah, we're going to have to.
We'll do that some Friday.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'm kind of feeling left out.
What?
You live in Valpo.
Yeah. I know, but on Fridays, I'm going to be in Morris.
Don't worry, though, right now.
Yeah, at least the first
No,
2-3
that's
weeks.
not Sheriff.
They're calling for rain sometime in May.
Yeah.
The biggest racing in the world happens here in May. Guarantee it's going to rain.
Yeah.
So guaranteed.
Yeah.
No bones about it. So
That's what it is.
As long as I can get a rain out like sometime mid-July, we'll be good.
why? So you can take a weekend off and get a breather?
No, so I can take a weekend off and get caught up.
Well, that sounds like a little bit of a personal problem. I
It's
mean,
the same thing as getting a breather, by the way. I just want you to know.
I don't see it as a breather because I'll still be in front of the computer editing pictures.
Yeah, but you're not doing your real job that pays you a lot of money.
which job would
that be? Because if I've got this job where I'm making a lot of money, I'd like to be informed of it so I can show up.
Oh, yeah, one of those.
Well, if you're not showing up, you're not making it anymore.
That might be the problem.
That might be the problem.
Be the secret problem. Not so
That's
secret.
why I need to know about this job.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a secret.
Secret's out. Cat's out of the bag. Well, you mentioned open practices this last weekend at South Bend Motor Speedway. How'd that go for you?
Very well.
Good.
Actually, it's the first open practice I've ever been to since I've been racing, because usually the person that helps me build my cars procrastinates and we don't start building them until the week before, and usually it's a thrash the night before to finish it. And I appreciate the help that he always gives me. Thank you, Chris Sandberg. But this year, since really there wasn't a lot to be done except for some minor stuff and things I can't talk about.
Those are the legal parts.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was able to get it done, painted. It's race ready. It was race ready. And it was nice to go out and get some laps in. Chris and I got there early. We got there when the gates opened. There may have been 5 of us there at the time. So, track, most of the time it was just he and I on the track. He was in Fred, I was in Evil, and it was no big deal. Got some good laps in. As the afternoon got on, it got a lot more crowded. It was hard to get a clean lap. I think we loaded up about 2:30 and just said it's, enough people are spinning out that I don't need to be out there. Track was really slick.
Sure,
you could tell they hadn't prepped it, and it's understandable. I mean, it's still April.
Yeah.
With
it snowed the next day anyway.
But the car was really good. It was. I actually, from a couple different people that were timing me, told me that my lap times, I was faster than my fastest lap time last year. The track was horrible. So I'm hoping that, once they prep the track a little bit and get some rubber into it,
It gets a little heat into it.
Yeah. It's hard to get heat in something when it's 55 outside.
True.
But yeah, I'm thinking that I could be right there with, if I can be top 5 qualifying, I'll be a really happy person.
It's a good place to be.
Yeah.
It's always a good place to be.
Yeah.
So, do you have any other goals for the year?
Main goal this year is, I'd like to finish top 10 in points. I'm going to miss a few weekends here and there. I got a wedding I have to go to. That's May 4th. My cousin's getting married. I told him that if there's not somewhere a Star Wars theme on your wedding that's May 4th, you're in trouble.
If that makes you feel any better, I have to run a half marathon on May 4th, so...
think I'm going to be at a racetrack.
Oh, yeah. I will technically be at a racetrack, too, because the course is partially around Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So
Oh, you're doing the Indy?
Mini Indy, yes.
Nice.
Did you know that God made cars so you don't have to run that far?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I'm already thinking about how much I'm going to hurt, but there might be some sense of accomplishment there after the fact. But.
Yeah, no, and I admire people that can run that far. People that run marathons. I mean, Jimmy Johnson just ran the Boston Marathon.
Dude, like 3 hours.
3 hours, 9 minutes.
He has like an average 6.3 miles.
Yeah, something,
or minutes per mile or something. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's a good reason to drive a car.
Yeah.
If I'm going 26 miles, I'm getting in my car.
Mm-hmm. But the cool thing about what Jimmy Johnson did, though, that to me totally kills the thought that race car drivers are not athletes.
That keeps getting brought up just in society. I think Mark Martin killed that like years ago.
He did. And that talk has died down quite a bit. But for Jimmy Johnson to be able to go out there and run a full marathon like that.
I think but Tony Stewart, Jimmy Spencer kind of brought that up.
I was going to say that at the same time that Mark Martin was doing that, you had Tony Stewart, Jimmy Spencer, and Dick Trickle, who had a cigarette lighter in his car.
That's true.
And would smoke under caution. So, that didn't help.
Well, hell, at the short track, he wouldn't wait till the caution.
Well, no, but that was different. NASCAR wouldn't let me smoke unless it was under caution.
Goals for the year.
So goals.
I think that's where we were at.
We were at goals. So really, I mean, I'd love to win an A feature or two. If I could pull that off, I think that would be pretty cool. And just consistently qualify in the A. Last year I was constantly in the B, which hey, a new division, new car. I was learning. That's fine. But I'd like to go faster. I did some things to make the car go faster, and it seems to be responding to that. So hopefully I didn't lose any talent, or run out of talent, and we can do it. So that's my goal.
Good goal. Very good goal. South Bend's got a lot of special events going on this year. Any one that maybe you're looking forward to in particular?
I think I want to go out to the Gambler. I know that the front wheel drives aren't on the schedule that night, but I wouldn't mind going out watching that. I think it'd be neat to see. Kenny Wallace race out there. I guess the following week Kenny Schrader's going to race out there.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that. Like to talk to Kenny Schrader. I met him years ago. He actually used my golf clubs for a golf outing that my dad was putting on when my dad ran Michigan. My dad came home to me one night and he goes, "Hey, can Kenny Schrader use your golf clubs tomorrow?" I'm like, yeah, sure, not a problem. So I went downstairs and I gave him, got my golf clubs, and then I hung the Jeff Bodine towel that I had to wipe the golf. So he was wiping his clubs all day with a Jeff Bodine towel. It'd be fun to talk to him and see if he remembers that. I don't know if he would or not. I mean, we're talking probably a lot of years ago.
Right.
I was in high school.
Say everybody's got good stories about Kenny Schrader, just how full throttle he is. So I can only imagine. Imagine if you got Kenny Wallace and Kenny Schrader there together on the same night.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, they were trying for that. That would have been fun. That
definitely would have been fun. That sounds like a good event to get to. Anything else you're looking forward to out there this year?
Sprinkles from Brown Guy. Really, just sprinkles.
It's always a good night.
Yeah, it's always a good night with that. I mean, I just, I really enjoy racing out there. It's a good family. Everyone's great. They're nice. They'll help each other out. I know everyone says that about their local racetrack, but it really is nice. They take great care of the facility. So I just, I'm happy to be back at the track. I mean, I'm tired of being cooped up in this cold weather and snow.
Or weather that changes every other day.
Yeah,
that too.
Hey, we live in Northwest Indiana. Don't remind me. That's the thing.
Yeah, don't remind me. We live in Northwest Indiana.
People in Michigan say the same thing. Give it 5 minutes, it'll change.
Yeah. Florida, a lot of that thing. Too, even. So
yeah, that lake thing.
Yeah, the big lake thing. So, got a topic I want to discuss with you guys. So,
here we go. Oh, boy.
Related to NASCAR here. Usually a taboo topic here on this show.
Well, it depends on who we're talking to.
Well, yeah, mainly because we catch flack, I think, for negative comments on anything NASCAR related we post, so I pretty much quit doing it. But this is different because it kind of intertwines with the short track racing world here. So, saw a Facebook post. It was one of those polls. It was probably last week or so on a kind of a short track news page that
But not the short track.
Not
news
the
page.
short track news page, just one that I follow, and it had a poll. It said 2 options. It was short track racing or NASCAR, and I think at the time it was like 58 for short track racing and 0 for NASCAR. Now, there weren't like any comments on it at the time when I saw the poll. It was just the votes. But to me, my question is, and why does there have to be such division between the two? I feel like NASCAR is the only professional sport where the folks at the amateur levels of it want the professional level to fail.
Yeah.
Is that fair? I mean,
No, that is fair. And I think part of it might be because NASCAR when NASCAR, okay, and we all say the good old days of NASCAR back in the 80s and 70s and 90s, and you don't remember the 70s.
Not 70s, no.
But, and in the early 80s, it was a much different sport.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It wasn't as popular, so it was a lot more, I don't want to say fan-friendly, but you had more access to the drivers. Okay. And, I wouldn't say the racing was any better, but the cars resembled more of what you bought. You heard the stories of the guys going to the junkyards to buy the spare parts to fix their cars. And you had they took the motor out of the show car because they blew up the motor in the race car and things like that. And I think that NASCAR was more relatable to the fan because as a racer, we do that. We go to the junkyard, we get the parts, we put them on our cars. We can relate to them. Now NASCAR is a multi-billion-dollar operation and company, and they're racing. Their cars you get one race out of a car, and they don't go to the local junkyard to buy the motors anymore, and they don't, they're driving around in motor coaches, and so I think they've become so elevated that they're not. You can't relate with them. They're not relatable anymore.
I think the best thing I've heard, and I don't really know where I heard it from, but somebody said it got kind of too big for its britches.
A little bit, yeah.
Which I can understand.
It's almost like NASCAR is the same sport, but it's a different sport.
Yeah.
Like you go to a football game, whether it be the Chicago Bears or the Valpo Vikings, it's the same game.
Right. Yeah.
But NASCAR, it's almost completely different.
But in the same vein, though, isn't it the same game that we play on Friday and Saturday nights? You take the car, you put the fastest car you possibly can on the racetrack and go try to win the race. It's the same concept.
Yep.
When you boil it down, it's the same concept. So I guess I don't understand, and even the heads of NASCAR, the higher ups in NASCAR, Steve Phelps, guys that run NASCAR, have even admitted, and since 2019 started, that they've made mistakes. When NASCAR got so big, they started chasing new fans and new markets at the expense of the old ones, and they admitted that, and they've made the mistakes, and I see that they're trying to correct it. They're doing a lot of positive things. I know a lot of people don't like the whole aero package, rules package, and stuff that's going on now, but it's a Band-Aid. It's a test.
Right.
It's a one-year test session.
Even that right there, we're going to get a little dirty here for a second.
Uh-oh.
You take a look at...
Wash them off.
I'm watching you. You take a look at the NASCAR races, and no two tracks have the same car, have the same rule package, etc. Whereas like Nick Allen, a former guest of ours, he can take his modified and race Shady Hill, Kankakee, and whoever races on Sunday 3 days in a row with the same car.
Which is also a problem in asphalt short track racing.
Right.
Yes, which is a huge problem, and that's and maybe that's also part of the division between short track racing and NASCAR is because the short track has grown. You can't take your asphalt car and go everywhere, so you kind of, once you get locked in on a track, that's all you focus on.
Sure.
And yeah.
All that NASCAR technology funneling down. Because, I mean, even some of the stuff that, we do on the late models anymore, it's derived from technology from guys that have been there at those high levels.
That controversial new body looks a lot like NASCAR.
Well, I mean, you think about where bump stops came from, where, the big bar soft spring setups that used to run, came from, all the things we're doing to shocks now, motor technology.
Was that a plug for Jeff Cannon?
FRS shocks. We got all your your shock needs. So see Jeff Cannon, FRS Shocks on Facebook. Yeah.
.com.
I don't know if he's got a .com yet or not.
We'll work on
it. But that is, I guess, a plug. Yeah, shock work. But still, I mean, all that technology's funneling down. I know it is on the dirt side too, but at least the dirt world has at least sanctioning bodies that, okay, you can run this car at, this plethora of racetracks where you don't have that much on the asphalt side.
Well, that might be kind of more on the tracks too, jumping on to, we're going to run this set of rules.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, and that's killing asphalt racing. I mean, dirt racing is
driving. It's driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, and asphalt racing is dying, and it's because track owners all want to have their own rules so that their racers won't go anywhere else. Well, if you all share a rule and you actually treat your drivers right, they won't go anywhere else.
Right. The one thing that, one of the many things that South Bend did last year is they partnered with New Paris and Kalamazoo and they would share divisions. So
they were doing that for I think the modifieds, right?
Yeah, outlaw
late models. The whole division kind of went from track to track.
Mm-hmm. And that's working together, and I think they thrived because of that.
Oh yeah,
and obviously we're all here fans of South Bend and everything they're doing. They take care of their drivers, and they try to do right by them.
Right, and I think Tony at the season championship last year said that we averaged highest car count ever in Speedway history.
111 cars, I think, was the average.
Yeah, and that's unheard of.
I've never walked out of there with a $10 payout.
Well, I was just about to say, I don't remember some seasons at the vacant land in Cherville, we had 111 cars total throughout the season.
Been a while.
Yeah,
it was a while. but I think my big thing, regarding the pole and the separation in the division is, I don't think you can have one without the other.
Right.
Oh, most definitely.
So I feel like, we may not be happy with, I know there's a lot of people in this area that are not happy with NASCAR because they think they killed the Argo series and all that stuff. I can, I guess, understand having sour grapes, because of that. But they all work together. It's like, you kind of need high school football to have the NFL.
Right.
Yeah, it all works together. Mm-hmm. And we're all trying to do the same things. So quit your whining, quit your complaining, and just sit down and watch it. Enjoy it. If you don't, okay, turn on IndyCar where the guy's leading the entire race and wins by 15 seconds. Alexander Rossi did that at Long Beach this weekend. So
that sounds a little too specific.
Yeah.
I thought I missed that race. I guess not.
No, the IMSA race the day before was actually a little bit better, but still not what you would see on an average NASCAR show. Right. I mean, so compare it to the alternatives, I guess. And it's not going to be drag racing where they're, side by side, for 3 seconds. But still, I mean, we're all trying to do the same thing. You can't have one without the other. So quit whining, quit complaining, quit trying to compare it. Mm-hmm. And I think everybody should just do their part and support the sport in general. Personally.
And stop complaining that there's not anybody in the stands and go.
Right.
Oh, God, yeah.
So, my favorite picture was the, 2019 and 2009 at Bristol. And, a lot of things people fail to remember was, now you don't have to go to the race. You can your big screen TV, you got comfort, back then you didn't have half of what you have now.
Right.
Sit home and watch the TV.
Well, the crazy thing was they released all the TV ratings and stuff for the Richmond race, and the market where it was the highest viewed was Richmond. So people, instead of coming to the race, stayed home and watched TV.
It's cheaper.
It's cheaper. Like
it's more comfortable.
You're in the comfort of your home. You
get a front row seat regardless.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, coverage is so good. Even though people rag on Darrell Waltrip and Fox's coverage this year, still pretty good. I mean,
compared to what we had before the '79 Daytona 500, you can't compare it.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, just even if you're not going and supporting it in person, which, I mean, now tracks they're pretty much giving tickets away.
Yeah.
Just support it. Watch it. Whatever. I mean, I support it probably over the top, but you don't have to go that far, but I just don't see why we're, separating one out versus the other. Let's just support it all and just have a good time. It's supposed to be fun. This is all supposed to be fun.
Is that what we do?
You've been talking to Stan, haven't you?
No. I texted him last time. I texted him last night. Going over shirt designs. Thanks.
Oh. Yeah. You're welcome.
So we're trying to put the fun in this, right?
Yeah, trying to put the fun.
We put the fun in dysfunctional.
Sure.
But that's just us.
Yeah. So what would be fun though is getting out to the racetrack, and I think we can actually dust off the local racing calendar now and tell people how to get out to the racetrack. Crack open.
Yeah, because it's
dust it off.
We're
it's
right
race
there.
season. It's race season. So here's what we got coming up this week on the racing calendar. Saturday, April 20th. Grundy County Speedway will have their first open practice session of the year from 12 to 5. That's Central Time because there are some Eastern times on here.
Yes, there are.
$20.
Well, we got some Eastern fans.
We do. Well, maybe we do.
I know we do. Ricky's Eastern.
Oh, see, there you go.
Do you know when you come back from South Bend, you have to go 88 miles an hour on the toll road, otherwise you won't get back?
Is it like a Back to the Future thing?
See, I've just been doing it by instinct.
So you should have made your car look like the DeLorean.
Don't give him ideas. That one was like brushed chrome.
Reflective DeLorean.
Oh, dear God.
So Grundy County Speedway, open practice this Saturday the 20th, 12 to 5, $20 to get in the pits, free grandstand admission. So if you're in the area and you just want to go see cars going around, get out.
Even if you're not in the area, go look at cars going around.
Either way. Get out there, watch cars go around, get out of the house because I know a lot of folks have cabin fever. Get out, go to the racetrack there in Grundy. Also, Plymouth Speedway, big race coming up this weekend. They got the American Ethanol Late Model and Modified Tour there this weekend. Also with Super Street Division. Sean Wiltshire, our last guest, is in the Super Street Division.
Yes, he is.
Sean will be there.
Sean will be there, so go out and see him. Racing starts at 6 Eastern. That's 5 Central for us normal folks in Central Time. $25 for adults.
I don't know if I'd call us normal.
Yeah, grandstand is $25 for adults. Children 6 to 12 are $10, and 5 and under are free. So make sure you go out there and take the kids.
Take a friend too.
That'll be a good show because the late models don't come there very often. I think they get a couple times a year where they come out to Plymouth, and dirt late models always put on a good show.
Oh yeah, they do.
So I've never seen them in person. I've always been a World of Outlaws or sprint car kind of guy.
Yeah, and I've never seen World of Outlaws, so that's kind of on the list. Hopefully they'll be coming to Plymouth again this year, and we can get out there and see that because I've never seen it. So.
And the other thing that I would suggest is going out to find an East Coast Modifieds.
Oh yeah,
the big block
modifieds. Yeah,
Brett Hearn and those guys living out east for as long as I did. Watch them a lot, and they put on a pretty good show.
Yeah, I hear those things rip pretty good. So, so if you're listening out there and you're heading east, look that up too.
Yeah, Orange County Speedway, Mechanicsburg, go out to the Grandview. There's a sprint car track to go to.
There you go. See, we're your tour guides too.
Speaking of out east, I just saw something on Facebook. The Pass series is going back to Lanier.
Yes, I did see that.
And
they opened Lanier back up.
Apparently, they're opening Lanier back up. I don't know if it's going to be like a full-time thing, but I know from my early iRacing days, I really like that track.
I've been to that track.
You've been to that track?
I've been.
Nice.
When I worked for a race car team, we were racing at Road Atlanta, and so that Saturday night we went over to Lanier and watched racing at Lanier.
Nice.
See, there you go. He's a well-traveled man over here.
Apparently.
Well, at least racetrack traveled. I don't know about
that's all we care about here.
That's well enough.
Also on tap on the 20th, Shady Hill Speedway's got their open practice from 4 to 8 Eastern. So get out there. I didn't see any admission prices and stuff on their website. So,
I don't remember.
So check their websites, their Facebook pages for all that information. I'm sure they've got it posted probably on Facebook or something because I didn't see it on the website. New Paris Speedway, if you're over that way, they've got their Cabin Fever Classic with Outlaw late models. That's a $3,000 to win show.
Good God.
Yeah, along with Hornets, Mini Stocks, Hobby Stocks. That starts at 7 Eastern as well. $15 for 13 and up folks. 6 to 12 is $5, and 5 and under are free. And this is a big one. This is a scheduled change. South Bend Motor Speedway, they had their spring crash and bash planned for this weekend, but due to some weather concerns, they decided to go ahead and move that to Sunday, April 28th, which makes that weekend a doubleheader.
It does.
As the 27th, that Saturday, is going to be opening night at South Bend Motor Speedway. So
I will be there.
That's going to be a busy weekend.
He'll be there too.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to be there?
I will be there at opening.
All right.
Yes. Woohoo.
I don't know that I
sound so excited.
He does.
Bring sprinkles.
I will
get some sprinkles.
Are you Babe Ruthing it, calling your shot now?
Bring sprinkles.
He's pointing into the water heater. So we got it.
You don't want sprinkles in your water heater.
No, that would be a bad
Shiloh will
thing.
be very confused tomorrow morning in her shower.
That would be a bad thing. So, well, I think with that, it's time to kind of get in some of our shameless self-promotion here.
No, these aren't self. These are other people.
Shameless other people promotion.
I would like to add my sponsor, Sandberg's Towing.
Oh, yeah, new partner to
I
South
saw
Bend
that
Motor
today.
Speedway.
All right.
South Bend Motor Speedway, and I think that's pretty cool. That
Congratulations on both parts.
Yeah, so
that's really cool.
I don't think that'll get me anything, but it's pretty cool that my sponsor is a new partner with South Bend Motor Speedway.
It might get you looked at, when there's rule questions.
Yeah.
I don't think he's got a problem getting looked at.
With a face this pretty, of course not.
It's getting kind of thick in here.
Yeah. All right. Well, our partners, we are happy to have our partners. Damn It Race Videos. He teased some big announcement he's got coming up on the 22nd earlier this afternoon on Facebook. So I know we are eagerly awaiting that to see what kind of news he's got. Hopefully you are as well. Hopefully you're following him on Facebook and his YouTube channel as well, where he posts Grady County Speedway and South Bend Motor Speedway videos. So go check them out. As for Motorsports Marketing, you check them out on Facebook and Instagram. Still, pounding and grinding away to.
Should be here pretty soon, all decked out in their fancy new shirts and hats.
It should be. That's not my department. My department's the sponsorship department. And
yeah, I know. I'm helping you out here.
Yep. I will let you do your thing. I think Goodacre Photography, those guys.
Yeah, those guys.
Facebook, Instagram, goodacrephotography.com. I know you are working on practice photos and stuff from this week. Are they done? Are they up? Or?
We only had South Bend this weekend, so they're done and they're posted.
Did I say Grundy?
Do what now?
Did I say Grundy?
I don't know what you said.
I don't know what I said. It's
you
all
think
Grundy.
I listen to you?
I don't. I wouldn't.
Exactly.
I have to because it's in my ears, but that's about it.
It's in my ears too, but I don't pay attention.
Yeah.
But yeah, South Bend practice pictures are up. Facebook.com/Goodacre Photography. Instagram, we're at Goodacre Photography, which I figured out my password so I can post to that again.
Oh, that's positive.
That's a plus.
Yes.
And then .com, and then GoodacrePhotography.com/Shady Hill for those pictures. This will be out before we go to Grundy, but GoodacrePhotography.com/Grundy County Speedway for the Grundy pictures, and GoodacrePhotography.com/South Bend Motor Speedway.
Yes.
I saw the pattern kind of developing,
Kind of picked it.
I try to make it as easy as possible because I know I'm not going to remember this kind of stuff.
So yeah, go check all that out. International Women's Motorsports Association, check them out, iwmanation.com. You can also find them on Facebook and Instagram. Definitely go check out the podcast that they do. Our own Melissa Keys from Left Turn Graphics was, I think, their guest last week.
And that's a segue.
That is a segue. Shout out to Left Turn Graphics. Check their Facebook for any current specials, any last minute graphics you got.
And I have to apologize on Melissa's part because she is feverishly working on our Hiding All Our Cables banner.
Okay.
But I was told to yell at him because he's got the hookup on our more intricate designs.
Okay, I see it all coming together now. Yeah. Well, shout out to Left Turn Graphics anyways. Like I said, check their Facebook for current specials. They're doing sublimation, so you can get much more than just graphics. You can get mugs and on all kinds of other cool stuff like that. So check out their Facebook for all that information. Jason, you want to shout out to your partners?
Yeah, Sandberg's Towing, obviously. I mentioned them already. Left Turn Graphics as well. Melissa's been a great partner of mine. She does all my graphics, does a great job, helps my car look as good as it does. I said A Panda Tiki Lounge. They're the official hydration specialist of MoFast Speed Shop. Obviously, MoFast Speed Shop and Weldon Fabrication. Steve Wells, he helped me out a little bit last year, and I've carried him over to this year and give him a little more.
That is like the Steve Wells, right?
The Steve Wells.
The bus flipping, car jumping.
Yeah, when I had my big crash last year, I must have impressed him because he came on board and helped me out with a few things, so I appreciated it. So yes, the Steve Wells.
All right.
He helped me out there. So yeah, I think that's I'm always looking for more sponsors. Anyone who wants to come on board, hey, let me know. And any fans that want to follow me on Instagram, it's Jason Racin 94. That's minus the G. Jason Racing 94.
I'm going to leave
The
any
G
other
is
comments.
silent and
the
also
G is
not
silent.
there.
Yeah, and
also
silent
not there.
and not there.
The G is absent.
I also want to give a shout out to the folks over at Blue Collar Card Night, the Martins, who kind of put that on. They invited me out to go racing last week, kind of impromptu.
How'd you do? I'm sure there's a story.
We finished 11th out of 16 teams. That's not last. Supposed to be on a team with 3. 1 did not show. Couldn't get a hold of him, so he did not show.
Nice.
So I was on a team with I think it was a 15-year-old. Gavin was his name. He runs out there with him. Shout out to him because he was a trooper. He didn't say much, but he was fast. So that worked out.
That's all you got to do.
Yeah, so that works out. I think Taylor and Michael Martin, I think it's Taylor Moore and Michael Martin Jr., they actually won a thing. And funny enough, they were in cart 24, which is what the S4 team was in when we won in October. So out of the last 2 endurance races, that thing is undefeated, and it was still bad fast. So yeah, shout out to them. And so
So you're gonna pick your cart next time.
Well, you have to do like a draw out of a hat. So
And you're gonna draw 24 on
make
that
sure
slip.
you get 24.
Yeah,
next time.
exactly. Yeah. I'm gonna have to. Well, I even went up there and asked them because I drew for our team. I'm like, so which one's the fast one? They're all fast. No, they're not.
Yes, but some are more fast.
Yeah, some are more fast. Some are mo-fast.
MoFast, exactly.
.com. So that's what we need. So with all that, I think that's going to do it for this episode of Illiana Stock Car Radio. If you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to like the video, hit the subscribe button, turn the little bell on so you get a notification anytime we put any new content on our
I know it's blowing my phone up, especially last week when you reposted.
Yeah. Well, that was on me. So remember, you can catch us on iTunes, Podbean, or your favorite podcast app. You can also keep up with us on Facebook and Instagram at Illiana SCR. Once again, we'll thank Jason Moorehead, Mr. Moorehead, MoFast Speed Shop over here.
You didn't switch hats again.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we got to get the last one in before we sign off here. So at least you're
the
you're
good acre hat. So
Exactly. That's why I'm kind of concerned.
Hold on. Where is this? There. Okay.
Okay, he's got that on. So
okay, Good Acre Photography.
I really have to get you a new hat.
.com. I need to hit him up for sponsorship or something.
you should.
I should.
I know the guy that owns that place.
Do you?
I do.
Can you hook me up?
We can probably do something.
Okay.
Yeah, put a meeting together.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll have my people contact his people. And
Okay.
we'll figure it out.
Okay, that
I should
sounds
get
good.
some people.
You've got people. You've got people. So thanks, Jason, for coming on here and shooting the breeze with us, having a good time.
Thanks for having me. I always enjoy it, and you guys are always fun to listen to and see and visit and bring water to.
Yeah.
I was going to bring something, barley pop, but I wasn't sure if you wanted to drink barley pop. I was trying to keep it PG.
It was a good job.
We're bad enough just with water.
Yeah. Good job, though. I appreciate it. So with that, we hope all of you enjoyed this show and enjoy watching us just as much as Jason does. So until then, good night, good afternoon, whenever you're watching this. And we hope you will catch us next time here on Illiana Stock Car Radio.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.